welcome back. In this episode, we make the decision to sell our house and move house. And in between moving houses, I get some new PET scan results and start a new line of treatment.
I was in my hyperbaric oxygen tank on Wednesday morning, meditating, and I had a really strong message to fly up to Geraldton and go look at this house with Guy in Northampton. And I was like, charming little house. It is on the main drag. That is the only downside, but it's on a big block. It's got a big shed, and we could own it, so it would be mortgage free. So that's very appealing to us, particularly. So I just got off the phone to my doctor. I have self-diagnosed myself with Granulomatous Mastitis. All these symptoms, that makes more sense to me than the DCIS breast cancer that I have. I think I have something else as well. So I am pressing for more investigations. So my doctor has referred me back to my surgeon to get more investigations done for GM. She's not going to be happy that I've been MIA for this many months. But anyway, I'll have to confront her and say good day and ask for my biopsies to be retested and to get my breast check for Granulomatous Mastitis. I can't say it. A rare form of mastitis, basically, which makes sense to me because I've got all the symptoms. So I'm pretty happy that I'm got the wheels in motion for that. Just enjoying a nice little nature walk around the property. Lovely autumn day. Had my sauna and done my yoga and my rebounding, my lymphatic drainage, nice healthy breakfast, feeling good.
It's worth noting when you are going through a cancer diagnosis how all-consuming it can become. So something that I have tried to focus on since the beginning of my diagnosis is prioritize actually living and not just, surviving throughout these times. Cancer is a long journey. It's not a quick fix. So I've really prioritized any opportunity I have to get away with my family and spend some quality time actually living, and putting the pause on, all the protocols and appointments. I found that really beneficial for not only my mental health and my family's mental health, but keeping things going long term. This was a wonderful trip down south and catching up with family, which was really nice. Definitely dropped the protocol for the time I was down there. And let my hair down a little bit, which I think is actually quite valuable. It's if you're aiming for perfection all the time, it's unachievable. So, allowing breaks in the protocol just to live a little and have a bit of normal life every now and then is, I've found that making it more achievable long term.
Apologies for the shitty camera view, but that's the best I can do while I'm on the road. I have just been up in Perth and I saw my surgeon yesterday. I wanted to get some more investigations done due to my suspicions that I have more going on than just my breast cancer. I think I have an infection as well. I have a lot of symptoms that correspond with infection rather than the DCIS cancer that I have. So I obviously know I still have cancer, but I think I have something else as well going on. And I'm right because I got my GP to send me a referral to get some swabs done on my nipple and a little sore on my breast, and that came back positive for staph. So I have a staph infection. How long I've had that staph infection, I do not know. So I went to the surgeon and my goal there was to try and get my old biopsies. I had 2 different biopsies taken when I was first diagnosed, and I want them retested just to see if anything else shows up. up if it had other infections like granulomatous mastitis, which is what I thought I have, and any other kind of infection. She said it would have shown up like that. Like they don't just test for cancer; they just show you what's on the under the microscope. I was like, yeah, that's fine. Is it possible? Could have been missed? No, highly unlikely. She basically was. I was like, well, I don't want to. What are all these lumps and bumps in my breast if they're not tumours? Because they didn't come up as tumours on my mammogram, and they change shape and they change size and they pop up here and pop down there, and it doesn't behave like what cancer generally behaves like. And she couldn't answer that. So that was a bit frustrating. Yeah, just couldn't get answers to all my questions, and then basically got shut down with any kind of questions and dismissed. So yeah, I did ask about 3 times to get it tested, and each time she said, oh, it'll take too long. I was like, well, I'm not worried about waiting, that's not a problem, the time thing isn't an issue. And then yeah, she just basically convinced me otherwise, that I didn't need to do, she didn't need to do that. So I left pretty deflated, and then she basically 100% guaranteed me that all my symptoms are from cancer. There is no chance that I could have had this staph infection for a long period of time. I've only just had it recently. She could pretty much guarantee that with me somehow. And she might be right, but she also might be wrong. So I don't like how she spoke with such certainty about things that she couldn't actually be 100% certain on. So it was a bit frustrating. I obviously know she's a surgeon. She's way smarter than me and educated than me and my Google doctoring. But I still am the advocate for my own body, and I am going to push to make sure that everything's thoroughly investigated. I can totally be wrong, and I will be like, okay, that's fine. The biopsies might come back, and more than likely they will come back saying nothing else there, just the same as last time. But I think I just want that done, because my biggest fear is getting my whole tit chopped off and put under a microscope for them to then say, oh yeah, we got all the DCIS out, it's a successful surgery. Oh, by the way, you had granulomatous mastitis, or by the way, you had a fungal infection in there, or by the way, you had a bacterial infection, or something else going on in there. And I will be kicking myself that I did that major operation and deformed my body for the rest of my life for something that I could have treated differently. In my head, I am healing from my breast cancer. My blood work is coming back better. My breast cancer markers are going down. Why are my symptoms getting worse? So it's a real head fuck. I left the surgeon so upset. I was like sitting in the car park, banging the steering wheel and screaming, which is good because I never usually do that. So I expressed those emotions, baby. Hurt my throat to yell, but other than that, it felt good to get it out. Had a big cry, and then I got home, spoke to mum, had another cry, and then I got on my keyboard warrior and I wrote to the secretary of the surgeon, and I said, look, I had my appointment, I requested a biopsy, it was declined, or the biopsies to be retested, it got declined. This is my last attempt. Can you please request once again that she does the retesting? Alternatively, I am going to book in with my oncologist, and I'm just going to ask him to do the same thing, but to speed up the process, because I know it takes time. Can she reconsider and send the biopsies off to be retested? They got back to me this morning, and they are going to retest the biopsies. So thank you, surgeon whose name I will not disclose. I really appreciate that. Not that she'll ever be watching this video. ridiculous feeling I had. So I have reservations about how the biopsy is going to come back now. But that's okay. I'm happy that it's going ahead, and I will know with certainty that there was nothing else going on, at least in those sections that got biopsied. I can just try. But yeah, I was pretty upset all afternoon yesterday, but thankfully after that, in the evening, I caught up with all my high school girlfriends. We're a solid group of 9, and we all turn 40 next year, so we had a team meeting at one of my girlfriend's house and organised what we're going to do for our joint 40th birthday celebrations next year. And we're going to go to the Barossa Valley in Adelaide, or near Adelaide in South Australia. Super excited about that, never been there before. And they all chipped in and bought me a care package, just as a really thoughtful gesture to show their love. So that was really beautiful. Love you girls so much. Yeah, so that really backflipped my shitty day. I had a big vent. I saw all my girls, got spoiled rotten and showered with love from them, and I'm just back on top of the world again. Good today. Yeah. So it's been officially a year since I've been diagnosed with cancer. It's now June 2025. Yeah, what have I learnt from the last year? I've learnt that cancer is very complicated and not very straightforward. I was very determined in the first year of this. Very determined to, fight cancer naturally and heal naturally. Try and avoid chemo and surgery. Well, I was always kind of open to surgery, but my cancer is a bit more advanced than just chopping it out, unfortunately. But I guess as time has gone on, I'm now a year in, and I'm at that point now where I'm about to probably fold in and choose to do chemotherapy. I haven't had my next scan. My scan's next week to confirm this, but I can feel all the lumps and bumps, and my inflammation in my breast is really bad. The skin is all really red and inflamed. I have what started out looking like a wound now looks like a second nipple coming out of my breast, which I don't know if that's like a tumor or what. I don't know. It's not pretty. So I'm gonna have to start trying some other forms of treatment, because what I'm doing isn't I'm not going to say it's not doing anything, because I think it is helping my body on a whole body level, because I feel the benefits, but it's just not enough to actually get this cancer to go away. So I'm going to inquire about doing low dose chemotherapy depending on my next scan. If I don't light up like a Christmas tree, then I'd like to ask to do low dose chemo, less side effects, still just as, hopefully just as much efficacy. And then I will probably be open to the HER2, Herceptin immunotherapy targeted drugs as well. Yeah, I was pretty disappointed when I thought I would have to do chemo at the start, particularly when I had amped myself up thinking I was misdiagnosed and it was all going to go away really quickly. And I went from up here going, I'm almost cancer free, to no, I'm stage 4 and right in the middle of it all. But that's okay. I will keep going. I will never give up. We'll give chemo a go. We'll give the HER2 receptor medication a go. We will move into our new house. I'm not so much disappointed anymore. I just feel like this is part of my process and what I have to do. Leave the ego aside. I thought all these videos that I'm making were going to
We're going to inspire people to heal in cancer naturally. But here I am signing myself up for chemo, so that's not the plot of my videos after all. I guess it's all about doing everything backwards. Instead of doing chemo, then going the holistic route, I'm going the holistic route, then going chemo. Except I'll maintain the holistic the whole way through too. Oh, I've got paint on my hand. So yeah, I'm in a place of just acceptance and take it as it comes. A year in, still in the thick of it. It's probably worse than it is better overall. Well, it is worse than it was when I started, so yeah. It's definitely a risk I had to take, and I'm glad I took it because I still think my body is as a whole is in a better position to handle chemo and to just be healthy overall. Leading into this next phase, so no regrets, happy with my choices. Yeah, keep on keeping on. Hey everyone, so I just got back from my oncologist appointment and my latest PET scan, which showed quite a lot of disease progression or widespread disease across the chest area, in my lungs, in my sternum and in my spine. So which I was kind of prepared for, so I was already ready to sign myself up for some chemo and the Herceptin HER2 positive immunotherapy treatment. My oncologist was great. He agreed to give me low dose chemo. We agreed to do 50% of the full dose, and I do that every 3 weeks alongside the Herceptin immunotherapy or targeted therapy, whatever it is, alongside that. And we basically see how we go from there. I'll be able to do 2 sessions, like my first 2 treatments, 3 weeks apart in Perth, in the city, and then we'll be moving house. So I will then get transferred to a new oncologist in the region of Gelton, which is the Midwest of Western Australia. It'll be a new oncologist there, so I will have to negotiate with them whether they opt to do the 50% dose of chemo or not. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But I'm happy for at least starting off. I've got the 50% chemo, purely for the side effect aspect of it. I'm hoping, my body will handle it a little bit better, and it'll be just enough to, give my body a bit of a shock and my immune system to come in and do the rest of the work. And obviously the HER2 targeted therapy, there's quite good research and response rates for that being really positive. So the oncologist was pumped me up to be pretty confident with that, which is good. And he was very much like, if you want to stop doing chemo, you can stop doing chemo and continue on with the Herceptin medication. He has seen patients stop with the chemo altogether and continue with the Herceptin and have had a successful response rate. So that's reassuring too. I'll just play that by ear and how I'm feeling and how my body is responding to the treatment. If I can handle it and I'm feeling okay, I'll keep going. If my organs start failing or I start feeling like dog shit, I will stop. I'm actually driving home. I've got an hour and a half to think about everything, and I was feeling really good about the decision. I was so reluctant for so long to do chemo, and I was just so determined to do it naturally, and now I've made the decision to do it. I'm happy with it. I'm ready. I've had a year to process it and try it my way first. It hasn't worked. It definitely has given my whole body a benefit doing what I've been doing, but it's not getting on top of the cancer. So yeah, I'm ready. It's time, and I can go in with confidence, knowing that I've given it my best shot up until now, so I've got no regrets. So they booked me straight in. I'm back in there next Thursday, and I'll have my first treatment, and then I'll come home and celebrate my darling daughter Billie Jean's 4th birthday a couple of days later. So hopefully I'm feeling okay. Yeah, I'm not freaked out about being like stage 4 and it's in my bones and it's blah blah blah. It is what it is. It's in my body regardless. The chemo and the Herceptin is a treatment, it's not a cure. So regardless, I'll be continuing on with my protocol for health and longevity anyway, for the rest of my life basically, which is fine. Yeah, I really hope it works. Because if it doesn't, I'm up shit creek a little bit. But hey, mindset is the main thing, and I'm feeling good about where I'm at and making this decision. And yeah, stay tuned. We'll see how we go with it. Hello from Mum and Dad's sauna. I've got my first round of chemo tomorrow morning. I'm just getting my last sauna session in. I've been trying to do them every day for the last few days, and then I was doing them every second day before that, leading up till tomorrow. I kind of a week did like a fasting mimicking diet, so no protein, no carbohydrates, no nuts or seeds, just basically fruit and veg, some juices and soups, vegetable soups. Bit of fasting. I've cut down on some of my supplements a couple of days ago that stay in my system because they clash with the medication that I take. Luckily I did that research because the hospital where I go to do my treatment, chemo treatment, they don't actually give me any information until I'm in there just about to do my treatment, and the pharmacist then talks to me and tells me what I should do. So anything that's already in my system, too late when my chemo actually goes in. So another note to be proactive about your health, because yeah, I thought that was a bit strange that you don't find out these things until you're already in there getting your treatment, not like a week before to plan ahead. Anyway, that's the system. Hello. I just got home from my first chemo and Herceptin targeted therapy treatment. All went well. Don't really feel any different other than feeling the chemo go through my body, and my sense of taste went a bit funny, and yeah, kind of just became hyper alert and aware of it coming through my body. But otherwise, no, I felt fine. Got in the car, drove an hour and a half down south home. Yeah, I did a few meditations while I was getting the treatment done, just kind of connecting with the chemo and the drugs that are going into my body, and asking it to be kind to me, and asking it to obviously just go for the cancer and the disease and not my healthy cells, and to please leave my healthy cells alone. And yeah, just showing gratitude for having the treatment available to me. I know it wasn't my original plan to go down this route, but I'm grateful I have this option, because I was admittedly losing the battle. I've got Albie's assembly tomorrow morning, and then Billie Jean's birthday party the day after. So please be nice to me, body, so I can enjoy these next couple of days while also taking it pretty easy. All right, I'm gonna record when I'm looking and feeling like absolute shit. I've got this horrible skin around my mouth. It's really sore, but should be able to talk okay. This is my last video entry at Le Chenault. We have packed up the house, cleaned the house, and everyone has left. It's just me hanging back. I'm gonna meet the buyer and do a bit of a handover because of the size of the property. We've got to be a bore and a pool and a few bits and bobs. That's a bit easier to show people moving in, so I'm just hanging around for that. yeah, ready to leave. I'm absolutely exhausted. I'm in an incredible amount of pain in my lower back. Got a blood nose. It's pretty gross and keep tasting blood. Just want to be out of here, go home and rest. Yeah, it's a little bit sad to leave this beautiful property, but I'm excited for a fresh start and stress-free beginnings. Hopefully, anyway. Show you a side effect from chemo. Don't know if you can see on the camera, but I've got all this really dry skin and a kind of a rash around my face. Yeah, and it like kind of hurts to smile. It's really tight. My mouth isn't actually too bad, so it could be a lot worse. Yeah, back to juicing. I'm in Geraldton. We've moved out. We're here for a couple of weeks before we move into our house. Very grateful to be here. It's nice and much warmer than it was down south. Some people like to peel their carrots and beetroots, but not me. I'm a bit lazy and I reckon it tastes just as good with the skin on. Morning. It's the day before my second infusion, so 3 weeks in from my first treatment, and I've just noticed that my hair is starting to fall out. So just to give you an idea of what it's like for me, you can kind of just see lots of hairs just coming out with each brush. So I'm guessing, you know, a few hundred hairs every day will lead to getting bald. So I'm driving to Perth for my second infusion tomorrow. And on the way to Perth, or when I'm getting through Perth, there's a wig shop called Curly Sue's. So I'm gonna go check out their wigs in preparation for getting a new hairstyle. Thanks for watching, everyone. Next episode, I decide to shave my head and I will discuss how I'm coping with the new forms of treatment, and it'll almost be catching up to real time. So thank you for watching.